Greetings and thank you for joining us for Inmates for Change. My name is Jones. I'm the founder, CEO of the 501c3 not-for-profit Inmates for Change. We offer reentry services for returning citizens and individuals who are in the community who have felony convictions that are creating challenges as well as obstacles for them to successfully retransition back into community, family, society, and corporate America. At Inmates for Change, we like to say that we're breaking the bondage of destructive thinking. And I like to add, in most cases, one mind at a time. The Inmates for Change organization has a 6-week to 6-month curriculum of rehabilitative education entitled Path to Purpose. And in this classroom setting of an environment that we teach in, we offer an introduction to critical thinking skills, forward-thinking skills, interpersonal interaction, self-image. There is a behavior modification component in there. We've got a spiritual connectedness and a God consciousness program. We also offer vocational training linkage. Those of you who would like to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with us at 773-746-3075. Our website is wix.com/inmatesforchange.org, and we're accepting email at inmatesforchange@gmail.com. Let me give that to you one more time. Inmates for Change has a phone contact at 773-746-3075. That phone is open from 9:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. If you'd like to check out our website, get an idea of the kind of stuff that we're doing out there, wix.com/inmatesforchange.org, and we take email at inmatesforchange@gmail.com. Today we've got a guest. This is Mr. Ray Richardson. Ray Richardson is a former client. He's also a former convicted felon, and he's now successfully retransitioned into community, family, society, and of course, corporate America. We're going to offer a phone number now for those of you who want to join the conversation, and then we're going to get into it with the introductions with Mr. Richardson in just a second. You can call us to join our conversation at 312-738-1060. Again, 312-738-1060. To my right immediately is Mr. Ray Richardson. Ray, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. It's an honor, and I'm blessed to be here.
My man.
Thank you for inviting me.
I want you to relax. Are you relaxed? If you need to kick your shoes, I'll kick your shoes.
No, I'm fine.
You good?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Solid. What I want to do here, Ray, is I want to get right into the transitional period that you went through, psychologically, how it was affecting you, and some of the successes that you had when you overcame the challenges that were before you along the lines. So you ready? I've got a few questions here that I'm holding in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Let's go.
All right. First question I want to ask, which is what I do most times. What was the most challenging situation or series of events that you had to overcome during your process of transitioning through reentry? And don't forget, tell them.
Okay. Well, the first immediacy is housing.
Housing?
Income.
Okay.
Just the basic, raw, pure necessities of life. Mm-hmm. And I found that through going through different kind of treatment facilities, every kind of network or anything that was available, I tried. Mm-hmm. Your North Lawndales, your West Cares, anything.
All of the houses out there.
Everything. When you're truly dedicated, you're gonna turn every rock. Okay. You're gonna turn up every stone.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, what was the most challenging besides housing? I'm sure housing was one thing, but psychologically, emotionally, right, mentally, how was it for you? When
my family. I wasn't a terrible person, but my track record.
We all like to
right,
give ourselves an A when we're grading our own paper.
Okay, but my track record. I burned some bridges with my family. Mm-hmm. They were a little hesitant, a little leery. They wanted to see what I was doing instead of hearing what I was doing.
I get you. I get
Because lip service, you know the
you.
saying.
Yeah, you got plenty of it. So let me ask you this. Were there any weak moments in your thinking where you wanted to chuck it all and go back to the grind in the street corner?
Absolutely, doodly.
And what happened? How did you overcome those
Well,
weak moments in your thinking?
not only changing my thinking thought process through Inmates for Change, all of these different different things I was trying to do to go forward. The biggest piece of that was the God piece, my spirituality, not giving up to trust and believe that if I was going to do the right thing, I would get good consequences.
Okay.
See, I'm used to getting terrible consequences because I was doing the wrong thing.
Well, we had to reprocess your process of thinking, and we'll get to that
Yes,
a little
sir.
bit later.
Yes, sir.
The one thing I want to keep in mind for you is that the table is just under the mic.
Yes, sir.
So we don't want to be overriding what you're saying by
Yes, sir.
distracting the audience with the
Yes, sir.
pounding. All right, now, those sound like two real good answers. Now, I got something tricky up my sleeve like I normally do. What was the biggest challenge when it came to family support and your community investment? Now, you can split that, if you like, do the community investment or the family support first,
Right.
whichever one you choose, but I wish you would answer both.
Okay. So upon my sentence, my judge sent me to different, she gave me some options.
Okay.
And that is really rare, that a judge would get involved in the process of your recovery.
I get you.
And she did that, and I'm so eternally grateful. A lot of these programs, if you're not funded, you can't, you know. So the IDOC piece gave me funding to participate in some of these programs.
Maybe I'll try this question again. What was the biggest challenge that you came across when it came to family support and community investment? Not the necessarily successes, but the challenges that you had along the way. The judge reaching in, the IDOC, the community organizations that you were sent to, those were successes. You had some rare miracle stuff happening.
Right.
But what was your biggest challenge when it came to developing family support? What was your biggest challenge when it came to developing your community involvement?
Just giving them proven track record. I had to earn their trust
There you go.
again. It was like, again, not what you walk, not what you talk, how you walk. Is he really, really trying to change?
Is he serious this time?
Yes,
huh?
yes, sir.
I got you. Those of you who would like to join the conversation, we're at 312-738-1060. Ray, is it okay if I ask you another question? Because you're sweating
Absolutely.
like you're going to the electric chair
I got a
again.
little nervous, but
A little
I'll be
nervous,
fine.
huh?
I'll be fine. No, it's just the lights, but I'm fine.
Okay, man. This happens every time, y'all. Every time we get a guest, they start sweating. It's something about being around Jones and answering questions. Do you have your towel with you?
I'll be fine.
Here, let me give you something, man. I want my
Your
kerchief bag.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I'm going to take a break right now so that you can know. Those of you who are trying to keep in touch with us by way of phone call, we have our phones open from 9:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. Monday through Friday at 773-746-3075. Our website is wix.com/inmatesforchange.org, and we take email at inmatesforchange@gmail.com. Now let's hope he's back composed and ready to go. You good, man? Give me some.
Thank
Give
you.
me some,
Thank you.
baby.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Would you consider yourself successfully transitioned into family, community, and corporate America?
With my family, I'm back in good graces
Good
with
graces.
my family.
That's good. Oh, let me ask. How long did it take?
No,
From the time you came home until the time where you knew that everything was back normal now. It's back
I say a good 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years, y'all. You
2 or
hear
3
what we're
years.
saying here? So none of this stuff happens overnight.
Nothing happens
Only the
overnight.
decision to go
Make a change.
through this stuff is the thing that happens overnight. Everything else is a work in progress. We have to understand what we're going through, and we have to understand that we've got a lot to pay back. Now, I was out there in those streets 35 years, fighting my addiction, criminality, absenteeism in the home and on the job. I ran a business that I let falter through the floor after 15 years. And this is the kind of stuff, when you speak of burning bridges, that really comes to heart for me because no one wanted to be bothered with me. And I couldn't hardly blame them. And because I was so deep into my addiction, I didn't even care, man. I didn't even care. So when we start working our way back and we learn about this power of God and this revelation of our thinking and reprocessing our process of thinking, we know that this is no easy task and it's not going to be an overnight journey. It's still happening. The one thing I've learned over the course of the time that since I had been out there is that not only have I won my family support back, not only have I gotten gainfully employed, but I've also developed a dialogue with my indwelling spirit that keeps me focused on staying on the right thing. I don't have the criminal or destructive impulse anymore to go out and hurt someone or steal something from some place, like I used to do when I was using that as I'm preaching to the choir now, right?
I'm scared. I no longer want any more.
Any of that.
I say, Uncle.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
There you go. There you go. So with that, let me move to back to you. Now, would you consider yourself successfully transitioned into community?
Yes.
And how so? Just to highlight, not not super detailed.
And trust and believe, I'm no better than anybody else.
Okay.
I'm not tooting my own horn. But with work and diligence, I've been able to attain a successful job. I'm renting an apartment. I'm looking forward to buying a building.
Man.
I have my own car. I mean, I have the independence that I want, but I make sure I'm still in a structured environment.
There you go. Still in a structured environment. Even in my own mind. I've got to understand that when I go out to try to do some of the stuff that I already know cognitively that this is not going to be good if I know that I'm going to get in trouble if I get caught doing it, then I just don't do that. The thought process is normal, a natural thing when we start looking along the lines of spiritual connectedness, scripture, and the way we live our lifestyle. We know that a thought will come. We don't have to water it. We don't have to nurture it, especially along the lines of self-destructive impulses. So stuff happens, we see things because we've been out there in the world so long. We've learned these survival instincts. We've learned how to read people instantly. We've learned to see these opportunities when someone is what we call in the world of criminality and that kind of thing, sleeping. We catch somebody sleeping, we can tear them off, and for those of you who are on the higher level of academia, tearing them off means to steal something from them. So we know all of this stuff as a dedication to the art of living on the streets and street hustlers and gangbangers and all that kind of stuff that goes with that. So along those lines of breaking away from that, once we start this new change that we're having in our lives and our new thinking processes, and we don't forget, we also have to surround ourselves with a support network that's of positive individuals who are well established and firmly rooted in doing the right thing for the right reason consistently. Would you agree with that, sir?
I would definitely agree with that, and I would like to say moreover.
Go ahead. But tell them. You got to look in their eyes. There they are. Hey, that's Ray Richardson.
When I walk into a situation or I'm confronted with a situation I'm not quite sure of, I just think of one thing. What do I stand to lose? Now, see, before, I didn't really have too much to lose. Now, you got something on the table. You got something on the table. You've got a job.
Yeah.
You've got a house. You got your family back. You're doing this. Getting into a verbal altercation with an imbecile, I have everything to lose.
Yes, sir.
And he has nothing.
Nothing to lose.
And in the streets of Chicago, my mouth can get me killed
Yes,
faster
sir.
than drawing a
Yes,
gun.
sir. It's not like it used to be for guys who got gray in their hair now. We know something about the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but these new jacks that are coming through do not share the same rules of operation that we went through when we came through. Ethos is a good analogy for that. Now, let me ask you this. With your reentry being secured, what are your plans for your future?
Oh man,
You mentioned earlier that you're thinking about buying a building. You got in your car.
Hey, look, if God blesses me with that, I'm wonderful.
Okay.
But just the fact that I'm free, not just free of cuffs, but when you locked up here, you are locked up truly indeed. And I just like to thank everyone who helped. This wasn't a self do-it-yourself course.
No.
I needed other people.
Yes.
I needed to bounce. I've talked to Mr. Jones. What do you think about this, Mr. Jones? Am I nuts? Is this what you see? You need a sounding board.
That's true.
You know?
As I mentioned, he's a former client who's now successfully retransitioned. Those of you who would like to take a moment and join the conversation with a contribution or a question, 312-738-1060. Again, 312-738-1060. Now, Ray, what that leads me to is my next question.
Yes, sir.
And that question is, what has Inmates for Change done to contribute to your successful transitioning? Now, you know that I do a lot of stuff in a lot of places. I've seen you in a lot of places.
Yes, sir.
And we know that a lot of times iron sharpens iron. We draw from each other. And we also sit down and we talk and we expound with each other about such and such things going on. Things, believe this, people, Jones doesn't have it all together. I could get Ms. Jones in here to give you a whole grocery list of stuff that I still have to be working on, you know. But for the most part of my daily living, it's spirit-filled, God-directed, program supplemented. That's how I live. So what has Inmates for Change done to contribute to your successful transition?
The modules.
That's the lab that we have.
I was in a place, and Mr. Jones was one of my counselors. And I feel very good about this, that I can come and talk to this man on a one-to-one basis, and I'm not a client. It is just somebody trying to help another inmate. Each one teach one,
That's
help
right.
one.
Exactly.
Because I dug this hole, and I can't get out.
Yeah.
I needed a hand up. Not a hand out, but a hand up.
Hand up.
And what you've taught me to do is turn around and extend that hand for the next man trying to get out. Yes, sir.
Exactly right. And I know you're doing that because I follow you from time to time along the lines of not only seeing you in the same circles that we have to frequent when we're working in the industry of social services, mentoring and empowering and motivating, but I've also gotten a chance to catch up with you one-on-one over the phone. Just, hey man, just checking in and see how you're doing and that kind of stuff. You've done the same for me. You've given me some tidbits. One time, and this is no doubt, I mean, no joke, I called him from the grocery store, shopping with the wife. And Ray and I were on the phone, easy, a half an hour. Man, my wife was steamed. And I was just giving her like, hold on, baby, hold on. I'm talking with my man right here. And as soon as I finish up with him, Ray, we've got a caller that's coming on. Absolutely. Caller, tell us who you are and what your contribution is, please. And speak up.
Hi. Hello?
Hi.
My name is Barbara.
Hey,
and
Barbara.
I was calling for, I just happened to be going through the TV and I saw this station. There's so many people that would love to watch this, but I don't think that they can get it on their TV. I was trying to tell the person how to get it. So this fella that I know, his son just got out of jail, and I think that he's such a wonderful person. And I was wondering, after meeting him and stuff, how do they get back into society? And you mentioned something about keeping your mouth shut and stuff, because he's kind of found a job, and I thought that was wonderful, but he's working with the public, and I'm thinking, if he opens his mouth and say the wrong thing at the wrong time, he's the one who's really in jeopardy, just like you guys had said. And I'm thinking he needs some guidance, and how does he get housing? How does he get support and stuff? Because he seems like he's all right, but I know he can't be, because I think he went in jail when he was 18 or 19 for supposedly rape that he says he didn't do, and his mother's deceased, and he's kind of like staying with his father in a place that his father really isn't supposed to have him there, but his father's really trying to help him out and stuff. And I did get this other number, I guess, so I can have him call you guys at another time or whatever. But this is such a magnificent program. I am so glad I ran across it, and I'm just so sorry that there's so many other people that I'm sure just can't find the station. And thank you so very much.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for the encouraging call. And let me add on to what you're saying. That was a great comment, as well as the accolades that you gave us here and that type of thing. Let me say this about the individual who just came home and finding the support. Now, Ray, if it's okay with you, I'm going to take that question.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
The number that I placed up here before is 773-746-3075. That individual has to call Barbara, not you. Once he calls between 9:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, what we do from here is we find out what it is that are his major challenges, how we can help along the lines of him securing stable housing, and he sounds like he's gainfully employed, but he may have a situation where he don't take no stuff, and he got you kind of nervous about him getting in trouble with his mouth. We teach a behavior modification, an interpersonal interaction, and a peaceful conflict resolution curriculum in the Path to Purpose. Ray, who's sitting here as my guest, came in through the lab, which is what the kind of like the small name of it is when we're in there. We're talking about these coping mechanisms that we have, these impulses that we have to overcome and eliminate, and the people that we surround ourselves with. So, Barbara, do me a big favor and have your guy give us a call tomorrow or before Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Leave a voicemail message unless one of the staff picks up, and I need for it to be a clear message with a phone number that we can return the call, and sometimes what's best time to call that individual. Sometimes I can get them better in the evening because after their work day is over with, they're at home and they're ready to take a call, or we can catch them during the day. I've got another call on the line, Ray. I'm going to take this call and we're going to see what we got. Hello, caller, and tell us who you are and what your contribution is.
Yes, sir, Mr. Jones. This is Ray.
Hey, Ray, how you doing, man?
You know, I called this show for one reason, because you talk from the heart. So if you talk from the heart, you must be telling the truth. And Ray, I'm Ray. So please take this the right way. People that get in trouble, like I told Jonesy a few weeks ago, my brother was in prison.
Yeah.
Now he's doing well. But that's because he had help. Every individual needs help. And hopefully you get the help that you need, but you got to help yourself too. But I wanted to ask you this, Jones, because you always tell the truth. What do you think about Cuomo going to let that guy vote that killed them 2 police officers? You know, I mean, it's all right to let people out of prison, but not to vote for the Democrats that had just killed 2 police officers. Please give me your opinion on that. And Jonesy, like I said, I'll call you next week. Great show.
Okay, thank you. And Ray, that's a great question. However, Ray, when we start getting along the lines of law enforcement, politics, and offering those types of suggestions, I'd rather talk with you one-on-one at the number that I posted. And here it is again, 773-746-3075. There's a situation that's happening in our community where it wouldn't be favorable for me at this point to speak along the lines of what I felt personally about legislation about an individual who has a right to vote after being allegedly charged with hurting someone as well as a police officer. So I'm going to have to take a pass on that one and talk with you later on that, Ray. Now, I'm going to get back to my guest here because we're running close to our time. Ray, I'd like to ask you, is there anyone in your support network that you'd like to send a shout out to?
Too many to number.
Okay, well, let's get Mama in there first.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I look at this woman and I know every gray hair. I did that.
Don't make me cry, man.
I did that.
Don't make me cry.
But this is the thing. God can turn something terrible.
That's right. Who you going to send a shout out to, man?
My mom,
okay.
Reverend Tommy Johnson.
Right, that's my man.
Absolutely, Mr. Jones for Inmates For Change and his modules, the Winter Circle, all of the recovery homes, and anybody out there trying to do better. We're all good people We just make some bad mistakes. Get some
Mistakes,
bad
man. I
breaks.
plan to get away on every crime I committed. I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
see how far you got to.
But
right.
I'm saying,
So
that's right. But it wasn't no mistake. I planned that.
Correct.
Just by bad planning.
Yes,
Not
sir.
no mistake. It
Yes,
was
sir.
poor judgment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but no mistake. Oh no, I was trying to get away, man.
Correct.
Let me ask you this, man.
Yes, sir.
Describe the work you do now, and tell me if you're doing anything in the community. How does it help to heal the community?
Well,
We got about 3 minutes.
I have a career in the auto collision industry. We're gonna wrap it up. For anybody willing to who wants to change, just don't be afraid to ask for help. And that was my main thing, is being ashamed to say, hey, I need some help over here.
Well, we got you, man. We
But
got
you know, God is wonderful. He is good.
You're gonna make me cry, man. I would like to say to you all who are watching that this program has been made possible in part by support from the professionals at Mobile Doc. Ray Richardson is my guest tonight. Give me some love, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on
No,
board
thank
on
you,
such
Mr.
short
Jones.
notice.
Thank you for your help.
Short notice.
All your support.
And those of you who are sticking in and staying with us, keep coming back and keep listening in. Thank you for your support, and have a good night.